Junkie walking in the twilight. I was a long, long way from home. I left home 40 years ago. Y'all was saying, kick it, quit it. Lord, but did you ever try to turn your sick soul inside out so that the world could watch you die? And it may not be such a bad idea if I never. Hey people, how you doing, Mocha Drop? Dog Liquor Kim. Y'all forget my tongue. I'm not bleeding at the mouth. I just ate red drink. I forget what it's called. You pour it into your water. Anyway. Hey, Sandra Mitchell. Praise you, Laurie. How y'all doing? So listen, I was over there wandering through the streets today, and I heard in one of the ladies' chats a statement that has inspired me to want to speak about this. I don't think it's important to say who these women were or what the channel was. It's not important. But the statement was made, once a junkie, always a junkie. They never stop being a junkie. This is language taken right out of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Or that kind of thinking. And I don't agree with it. No, I don't think that because you have had a drug issue in your life, now you have to define yourself as you were a drug addict. No, I don't believe that. You didn't come out your mama's snatch. Excuse me. Get regroup. You weren't born a drug addict. That's not who you are, honey. That's bullshit. But at the same time, I understand that 12-step way of thinking is very popular. It helps hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. Ain't nobody mad at AA. They do a good job. However, just like when people use the Bible, you hear a word in a book and you think now that this is some kind divinely inspired. No, that's not. The guy, Bill Wilson, who was delivered in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, who then got many of his principles through Catholic priests who were coming to visit him in the insane asylum, as I remember the story, right? But this idea that you're always an addict, I don't consider myself a drug addict. Why? Because I don't use drugs. Now, I'm not going to sit up here. I haven't used illicit drugs in 20 years. So I'm not going to continue to call myself a drug addict for the rest of my life. No, that's not the truth. My name is Timothy Blaine, honey. My name is not Timothy Drug Addict, girl. But some people feel like they have to do that. They have to raise their hand, say they're a drug addict. It's whatever you need. But like 12-step is not unlike the church is. Everybody wants to believe that their way is the only way, right? And for me, in my experience, 12-step was not the way that I got clean. I'm sorry, it simply was not. I adopted the language of the church, which is delivered. I am delivered. It is non-negotiable. I do not use illicit drugs again. God has delivered me. I accept that as my reality, and it is works for me. And many other things work for other people. I'm sure there are many Muslims who no longer use drugs or alcohol, beat women, pimp women, steal, murder. People have overcome all kinds of obstacles in their life, generally speaking, in spirit, but by some sort of spiritual principle. But not always. Some people just go to therapy. They figure out what their issues are, and it's over. Many people, like I live, if you go, the Castro's right in front of me, but if you go a block behind me, it is the Haight-Ashbury. It's Haight Street leads into Haight-Ashbury. You know, some of y'all know that was the pinnacle gathering place for hippies back in the 60s, right? It became very popular. Hey, ding dong. Come right here. Sit that bum right here. Anyway, what I was saying, so y'all believe that all those people, all those kids who were doing LSD, MDA, of course, pot's still around. But all drug addicts for the rest of their lives, or were they just young people getting high? When you go to you see these parties and these spring breaks and all this stuff, and everybody's drunk and everybody's getting high. Are those people all drug addicts for the rest of their life? No, some will advance in that way and some won't, honey. But for me, if I do drugs, again, I understand that I can't do drugs. And if I do drugs, I'm most likely will be addicted to them, right? But if I'm not addicted to them, I'm not a drug addict. Correct? If I live my life at 500 pounds, I'm considered I'm considered morbidly obese now. But if I was huge, right, and I lose all the weight, now I'm down 195 pounds for the rest of my life, for the second half of my life. Am I going to go through life calling myself a fat person? No, I'm not fat. So why would I call myself fat? I was. Anyway, people have different opinions. As for me, 12-step didn't work for me. I tried it in my 20s. I got a couple of years clean then, which is an accomplishment in your 20s, you know. But when I really got serious about getting sober, 12-step wasn't helping me. Every time I go in there, all I hear about is people getting high. Honey, they make me want to get high. So anyway, the point is, I don't agree with this thing. Once an addict, always an addict. You're an addict if you're using drugs. You're an ex-addict if you don't want to do that. And many people have had drug issues, particularly in their teens and 20s, and no longer have that. That does not mean they're a drug addict for the rest of their life. Can they do drugs? I would say no. They could become addicted again, but they're not addicted right now. So they're not a drug addict. That's my thinking. And of course, this is all semantics. You can think whatever you want to think. If deliberate language works for you best, then that's your language, honey. If you 12-step, you want to believe that I'm always an addict, I'm a dry drunk, or I'm clean for the moment, and all that kind of stuff. If that works for you, then let that work for you. But if I'm clean for 20 years, and a person go to 12-step clean for 20 years, and I believe what I believe, and he believes what he believes, why is one thing better than the other thing? We're both clean. Oh, you on a dry drunk. You ain't go no meetings. Where your meetings? Who is your sponsor? I ain't mad at the people. I volunteered there. I just stopped with COVID. I volunteered for a place that all 12-step people. I'm not mad at them people. They're doing good work. But I don't know. Just hearing that conversation got to take that off for me. So use whatever language you want to use, honey. Use whatever spiritual principles you want to use. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. The point is, don't do drugs. You find out what works for you. Now, I was in therapy for 5 years. That worked for me. When I was doing it, I said, you know what? This is working for me. I'm getting something out of this. And now I'm a facilitator of the same kind of groups that I was attending, right? Because that was something that works for me. Talk therapy worked for me better than anything else. And I believe the Spirit of God just leads me to what I need to be doing. What works for me, not what works for nobody else. Now, oh, you should be working. Oh, you should. Girl, none of that shit worked for me, honey. To thine own self be true. What y'all think? If y'all uncle, who y'all know used to get high, he ain't been high since you was a teenager, is he still a drug addict? Is that his definition? I'm black, I'm gay, I'm whatever, I'm a drug addict. No, that don't get added on, honey. Hell no. I am not no damn drug addict. My mama didn't give birth to no drug addicts. Right? If you're addicted, you're addicted. That's how I feel about it. God delivered me from cigarettes in one day. A desire was, ooh, that's how it happened. Isn't that wonderful? Black Texas cowgirl gives testimony God delivered me from cigarettes in one day. The desire was gone. And wasn't that something? How he just takes the taste out your mouth. Ain't that something? That's how it was for me because, honey, I had not. I say on here that I've been to prison 10 times, all for drug issues, but I was in jail for 30 times before that. I couldn't wait to get out to get high, and then at some point, that was it. Just took the taste out of my mouth. I didn't even think about it no more. No desire. That's gone, honey. That's delivered. I'm delivered. Whether it is a moment of clarity where you can see what a fuck up you are, or however God does the things that God does, he does it. And that's what 12-step is. Actually, it's a spiritual program. But you can get free of anything. All these people with these massive weight loss things, it's because of this, honey, a light bulb went off and it changed them. Where before all they could think about was hamburgers, now they all they think about is losing a few more pounds. And it works. My grandma used to say, a made-up man, baby. That's what it is. It's a made-up man. Well, God have to give you that. Because some of us are, I mean, if you're hooked, you're hooked. But now, not all drugs are physically addictive. Heroin's physically addictive. Alcohol's physically addictive. Certainly nicotine, I mean, thankfully, the majority of people don't smoke no more. But some of these other drugs, they're just they're psychologically addictive. Like meth is psychological. It's not like you stopped doing meth and went into withdrawals. It's not like that. But just don't use no more. That's all. Write it off to your experience. A lot of very successful people will tell you, "Oh, I had lost my way in my 20s. I had lost my way in my teens. All I want to do is party, 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 party." And when they talk about the war on drugs, they're talking about it primarily with young people, right? A lot of people grow out of that. Not everybody, honey, who's smoking weed in high school is going to become a notorious drug addict for the rest of their life or name themselves that. A lot of times you put labels on yourself, honey, and you start thinking that that's who I am. No. When I was using, I believe that's who I was. I was Jabberjaw. My name was Jabber, right? And I thought that's who I was. Addict, drug dealer, criminal. That's who I was, but it was a lie. That's not who I was. This is who I am right here, honey. And the experience you're having. Hi, April Rains. Hello, Mr. Tim. Per the statements of Olivia. Oh, well, the reason why I didn't mention where I heard that at, because I had went off on Miss Olivia, I think a week ago. I don't want to go back into that. I'm eavesdropping on their conversation. And so I didn't want to name them, but since you have, April, this morning, once a addict, always a drug addict, you're just a person that still does not do drugs. What do you mean? Once an addict, always a drug addict. Okay, so everybody who's ever done cocaine, are they drug addicts now? Even though they haven't done cocaine in 50 years? Right? Oh, he did it more than once. They did it more than once. Yeah, okay. They did it for a period. They did it for every day. They were young, they were getting high, and that's all they did was party, 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 right? But they haven't done that 50 years, girl. So should they spend that whole 50 years calling themselves a drug addict? No. Your mama didn't give birth to no damn drug addict. That's not who you are. Right? You may be black and you might be gay, but that you are not a drug addict, honey. It's something you did, an experience you had. Some people, yes, they need to understand that they are an addict. So they need to make the proclamation on a daily basis that they're an addict. They need to go to meetings for as long as they need meetings. And many people enjoy having community in that way, and it works for them. Ain't nobody mad at anything, honey. But we're not a monolith. We're not all the same, right? Not everybody is the same. And there's a whole lot of people can give testimony, if they're being honest, that they did drugs when they were younger, right? So I was certainly an addict when I was using. I mean, I used like an addict. In my 20s, I called myself an alcoholic. Well, in my 20s, I was 25 when I went into that program. I was going to the bar after work every day, drinking a happy hour, drinking all through the weekend. So in my mind, I was an alcoholic. But I had been drinking alcohol. That taste was been gone. I mean, since in my 20s, honey. Right? So was I really an alcoholic, or was I having an alcoholic experience, honey? I think I just simply switched. So people, when you get your life out of a book, you just read out of a book. I'm telling you, that's not the same as life experience. It just isn't. You heard somewhere, once an addict, always an addict. Well, whatever. It works for the moment, perhaps. There are certain things you're going to learn about yourself, which will tell you, no, I don't do drugs because I'm not going to take a chance on becoming an addict again. I know where that goes. Maybe you just have life experience. I know where that goes. Now, we all know that most states now you can smoke marijuana. I, as a person with HIV, could have started smoking marijuana, medicinal marijuana 25 years ago, right? But I don't do it. You know why I don't smoke marijuana? Because of my life experience. I know where it goes, honey. Does that mean that I'm declaring that marijuana is of the devil and I'm a drug addict and all that? I know I don't have to think of any of that kind of stuff. I know where it leads to in my case. That's all. I'm in a 12-step program because that works for me. Yeah, ain't no wrong with 12-step. I love 12. For most people, I mean, all the people I know, when I worked for the Castro Country Club, which I just stopped working for, those were all 12-step people, right? And some of them were even in program with me. I got some of my best friends out of my experience there. So yeah, it works great. It gives you community, gives you support. Some people go for a few years, right? And then they found they don't need any more. And a lot of people, it just becomes part of uh, their life experience. They always go to 12-step. Nothing wrong with that. I ain't mad about it. But even the literature states only you can say whether you are an addict or not. Right. Okay, let me read that again, Demetra. Hi, Tim. I'm in a 12-step program because that works for me. But even the literature states only you can say whether you're an addict or not. That's true. And only you can decide to stop when it's time to stop, honey. People will tell you, you're going to lose your keys. You're going to lose your key. Go out and get high. Oh, you're going to lose your job. They called from the job. They called from the job. Okay. You got 3 drunk drivers. Oh, that was just because I just had too much that night, whatever. None of that shit makes any difference if you want to get high, right? So it is up to the person. I only took offense at the statement is because I don't think we're all a monolith. I don't think we all do the exact same thing. Some people just go to work, and that work is their recovery. That keeps them sane, right? Congratulations, Dimitri. You're in a good place. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but 12-step for me it was just that when I was new to sobriety, I was a baby Christian. I mean, I always believed there's a God, but I became a baby Christian in prison. And when I got out, I was just leaning on God. I said, well, this is why I'm trusting in. I'm trusting that I am not alone. I am being led. I'll be protected. And I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. Right. And so I went to 12-step meetings. I said, damn, I wasn't even thinking about drugs. I wasn't even thinking about drugs at all until I got in here. But these are a lot of people coming in and they telling about what's going on with them and that kind of thing. And that works for a lot of people, hundreds and thousands of people, perhaps millions of people, right? Particularly in their early sobriety. But for me, it only made me think about drugs all the time. And I was just over it. If I'm going to be delivered, honey, it's done. That's it. You want to talk about it? Nope. Even when I started going to church at the same time, we don't talk about drugs. It's not a drug program, right? But it works for me. Hi, Tori in New York City. I have been sober 31 years. Praise God. I have been sober 31 years, still go to meetings. It just works for me. Right. Yeah, I just ran into one of my old sponsor from my 20s at the Castro Country Club. He's been in there 30 something to 40 years, right? He was about 5 years clean when I was in there, right? And he's still in 12 step. And it works for him fine, honey. Right. He's been a very successful person. So whatever floats your boat, honey. But I do believe that 12 step is also leading you to a better understanding of your relationship to the Creator. I believe that. Well, that's what it is. 12 steps to what? Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of working these steps. Isn't that how it goes? Mm-hmm. Became willing to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Absolutely, it works, and it's all pretty much leaning on God, Or you can have it both. Congratulations on 31 years, Torre. Mm-hmm. God can just take the taste out of your mouth, and you'll wonder, how the hell did that happen? I got released from jail. Hell, I'm 30 plus 10, 40 times. Why is this time different? It just is, honey. It is what it is, baby. Thank you, God, for all you've done for me. Yeah. Oh, it could have been me outdoors with no food and no clothes. Oh, I could have been alone without one friend or just another number with a tragic end. But you didn't see to let none of these things be. And every day by your power, you keep on keeping me. And I want to say, thank you, God, for all you. Oh, don't get me going, honey. The spirit almost hit me, honey. The spirit. That's right, baby. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know you were in sobriety, Torre. It's a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But I just believe that all those guys that were hippies and stuff in the 60s, right here on Haight Street, those people are not all going to AA meetings at this point. Some did, some didn't. Some went further in, some didn't. Some became heroin addicts, and most didn't. Right? Some people, their family makes a difference. You get a baby, you got responsibilities, it changes everything. And that could be the end of it for you. Demetri lit all day. You'll be 1 year clean. All right. It's over on July the 1st. Congratulations. It gets easier, Demetri. Lit all day. It certainly does. Oh, you always, what they say this morning, you always gonna struggle with the monkey on your back. The monkey on my back is when I was putting a needle in my arm 3-4 times a day, honey. That was the monkey. The monkey gone. Bam, monkey, get your ass about me, bitch. Your paws is too short. No, you ain't always gonna suffer. That's bullshit, honey. I don't believe that at all, girl. Whether you're in 12 step or not, I don't believe that. Thank you, Walter Hawkins. Right. My pastor was the lead singer on that song, Yvette Flunder. Uh-huh. Wait a minute. Nobody does LSD, then jumps to doing dog food. What the fuck? They shooting up dog food now? I don't know, Goomies. A lot of people did LSD, honey, from a certain era. That was the thing. Young people go to the club. We'll go to the club and see who's in there. You see a few people in there, 40 years old, but it's rare. It's mostly a young person thing, and sometimes you get hooked. Ooh, Goonies, you got erected, honey. Ejected. Oh, I thought about shooting up dog food, honey. Hi, Alfreda Gross. Oh, yeah. You love Bishop Flunder. Hi, Kevin Moore. Yeah, that's my wonderful pastor. They helped me a lot too. And we never talked about drugs. It was never about drugs, honey. It's all about your spirit, man. Your spiritual self, your relationship to God, the understanding I can do this. Why? Because I can do things that I couldn't do before. Is it pronounced Jada Beats? Ah, you miss me? I hope I'm not pronouncing your name right. I've gotten better with pronouncing names, but I'm still dyslexic, honey. Uh-huh. Lord, I wanted to do, somebody giving me, well, I could have bought it myself, but my primary wall on my apartment, here's what I was planning on doing today. See that wall? Everything on that wall is gilded frame. And I was going to do the whole wall black. And I had the all of the wallpaper black, right? So I was just about to start taking shit apart. And I started watching these tutorials on YouTube before I try to take it on for myself, do it myself. And they say you can't put pill and stick. The whole point of the pill and stick is because if you leave it, oh man, I doubt I'll leave here. But if I did leave here, you can just peel it off the wall, right? It's much better even than paint. But you can't put pill and stick on textured walls. These walls are all textured. It's it's not like a popcorn thing kind of thing, but it has a texture on it. So pill and stick will not stay on it for any period of time. So I got to get rid of the black paper. It's not going to work, honey. If I wasn't so lazy, I just paint it. But then if you got to paint it back. And I've seen occasionally they have told people who have painted walls to paint them back white now, even though they live there. So I'm disappointed. I was looking forward to doing that. I always like to do something at home. Heroin is dog food. Oh, Goonie came back and said, you would not dismiss me. There's a method to my madness. Heroin is dog food. It's a street slang. Okay. I never heard that before, Goonies, but I was never heroin addict. But, it depends on where you're from, what city you're from. Here we call meth. It was called water, glass. Depends on what city, what area you're from. She has been. That was the white powder. What was they used to call it? The horse, white horse. Don't ride the white horse if you want to ride. Don't ride the white pony. Bird lives, mothers, brothers in the baseball park, right next to the sign that says, please don't pee in our halls. And then he looked in his fly and got the chalk white powder. The junk is called Skag. And he took off. Now, Bird was in, whatever. That was the last Poets. I used to know every word. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not dead, his mind said. Don't bury me, because I didn't. Then he suddenly realized, O.D. O.D. And he looked up and saw that his family and friends were standing around with their heads hanging down, crying and carrying on because their beautiful son was gone. No, don't bury me. Last Poets. That's going way back, honey. Jane Brown had him a heroin song. Y'all remember that? People have sang about it. It's been epidemic in entertainment for forever. But now heroin is not even the biggest threat. The biggest threat now, at least in San Francisco, is fentanyl. And they're cutting various drugs with fentanyl. And the people get hooked on the fentanyl. And then they're just smoking fentanyl and dying, young people. Sometimes you walk around these streets, and we have a serious problem with homelessness here. compounded by drug addiction. I think that's the primary issue. But you look in their faces and you say, oh my God, that's a child. He's like 19, 20 years old, walking around like an old man. Mm-hmm. It's terrible. I can't believe I was even a part of it. But black wall, there would be, black wallpaper would be sexy, honey. Come here. This stuff. Black self-adhesive, black. It'd be perfect for an apartment because you can just take it off. I got several rolls. My friend he was going to do a room and he changed his mind. So at least I didn't have to pay for it, but I'll have to give it back to him or give it to somebody else. Can't do textured walls. Now, I guess you could probably put an adhesive, but I don't have that kind of energy or strength, honey. If you're going to do all that, you might as well just paint it black. Take your chances. I did do my bathroom. I put black tile in my bathroom, right? So that'll just stay with the apartment. Whoever gets it, I think it's in addition to the apartment. But it's a lot of work taking all this shit down and then try to rehang it exactly where it is now. I just don't have the energy. I went on Craigslist to say I put in there looking for a wallpaper hanger. I didn't see anybody in there that does that. At least they didn't advertise. I wouldn't mind paying for it, but I don't want to pay for it if it's made clear by a few people on YouTube that you shouldn't try to put adhesive paper on a textured wall. Now, there's one black lady, she went and got these sheets. I guess you get them Home Depot that you put over the plaster, which will turn it smooth again. I said, girl, you really are ambitious, honey. You attach the sheet to the wall with spray adhesive, and then you attach the wallpaper to the sheet. I ain't going through all that, honey. It's too much. It's too much. Try it. The worst that can happen is it peels off and you take it down. Yeah, I just don't have the strength, Torre. I don't say it's unfortunately, but I do collect art, right? So every time I want to do something, that bookcase back there, it took 3 men to move that damn thing. You got to take everything off the damn bookcase and try to get somebody else to help you to move it out. Then you got to put it back. It's just too much. It's too much. I think it'd probably be easier just to paint it and then paint it back if you ever left. We'll see. We'll see. I wouldn't even, I have been thinking about it. But another thing is, it's very trendy. There's black walls. If you look through the design pages, and I looked through a lot of them, seems like everybody's got a black wall somewhere, right? So think about trendy things. Is here today, gone tomorrow. So next year, then it's dated. So we try to stay away from that. But it does pop against black. Like this is gold. This pops, the top pops because black and the gold works, makes it stand out more. So I don't know. If y'all look up here and see. Now, there's another option is one time I was doing my lover's, one of his relatives, and we actually took fabric and stapled fabric onto the wall, right? I forget why we couldn't just paint it, but we stapled black fabric onto the wall, and it looked just like wallpaper. So it's their options. I'm always doing something. I still haven't gotten approval to get myself a new stove. My everything around here is pretty modern. This building's only less than 20 years old, but the appliances are white and old looking. So I wanted to get a new stove, but you can't just throw their stove away. So you got to get approval. Goonies said, you at war? We accepted that the dog food was the heroin. Why are you mad? Needle and the damage done. Every junkie is like a setting sun. A little part in everyone. Oh, you doing poetry and things. About them drugs. You better stay away from them drugs, child. Baby. They are burying people here on this fentanyl. And it looks like it bends the body just like heroin does. You know how people, when they're on heroin, they're always leaning way down, like nodding out and all this stuff. Well, eventually their body gets like that. And you'll see them, even though they don't do drugs anymore, that their bodies are bent. I don't know if it because they affected the bone or whatever it is, but this fentanyl really has them just dragging on the ground while they're still standing up. Thank God I got out of it before that happened. Because a lot of times they're not even realize they're getting fentanyl. Then they get a little taste of it and then they're hooked. Wealthy people have fabric all through their dining rooms and bedrooms. If you have that kind of money, it's fabulous. Fabulous. Oh, yeah, I've seen padded. People have padded walls. There's all kind of ways to do things. If I had a condominium, I'd probably do all kind of shit. I'd rip my kitchen out, and all the walls would have some kind of texture on them, probably. You know, it's just something to just stay busy. You know, you get bored with things. And I really am a textbook homebody. If I had my way, I could stay in it. I hardly even recognize the COVID because I'll stay home anyway. I enjoy it. Sad to watch Goonies. You can't see the walls anyway. Uncle Tim so much art. That Goonies never say die. He's a smart guy though. Now he says you can't see the walls anyway due to Uncle Tim has so much art hanging on things and pedestals and things. It's the truth. I have this one friend. He's always doing stuff in his apartment. He has an older building, big apartment. It's beautiful. But he has, there you can get away with doing more stuff. Not like these complexes kind of thing. And he's always changing, he puts walls, he puts moldings up, he does all kind of stuff to his apartment. And I said, well, if I did any of that kind of stuff, you wouldn't see it. All you see is pictures of shit. Some people decorate with textures and things, and some people decorate with items. I think it's more of being a collector now than just decorating. Right? You can decorate many kinds of ways. A lot of times, if you with high-end stuff, you don't even need much decoration because the architecture already decorates the room. So some of these people call themselves minimalists. You go in the house, all they got is the couch and the TV. That's not a minimalist, honey. Mm-mm. Not in my opinion. Not as far as interior design. Just doing nothing is not design to me. But if you have a beautiful apartment, with huge ceilings and all kinds of moldings and things like that, well, the room's already decorated, honey. That person might just do something very simple, intentionally minimalist. Yeah. But don't think just by having an air mattress in your bedroom, that makes you a minimalist. There's a documentary on minimalism on Netflix, and they talk about that. So I guess it's not just, I'm talking about decorating, but minimalist way of thinking is more intense than that. It's more, you don't want but so many pairs of shoes, so many shirts and all that stuff. Have you ever heard The Needle in the Damage Done by Neil Young? No, I never heard that. Rolling Stones had a song. They all had songs, honey, about drugs. It's hard to, especially in the 60s. What was it, David Bowie? Ashes to ashes, flaunt to flunky. We know Major Tom's a junkie. Strung out. And David Bowie was strung out. Now, David Bowie did not live most of his life as a drug addict, but when he was the most popular, he was a stone junkie. Would I say when he died, was he a junkie? No. Why? Because he didn't do drugs. Oh, you are okay. Dooney says, oh no, I have not been put on punishment all these times. I am removing my own comments because I accidentally hit the send before I was finished with the comment. Okay, Goonies. Okay, brother. Okay, brother. We don't want no trouble. What else have we got? What else y'all saying? Let me see. I'm sorry if I missed some of your comments. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't want to go over there and tackle on people's conversation. We all have opinions. That's what makes us people, right? But sometimes people speak on things they don't know anything about or they don't understand. And understanding is not the same for every single person. It just isn't, honey. All Christians do not think the same. Everybody's not evil and mean and mad, right? The angry ones get all the attention. That doesn't speak to all Christians. Can't make statements saying, well, black people think this. Excuse me? All Republicans think that. All Democrats think this. Please. I guess religion is an agreement. We believe this. We believe that. And you just decide what you want to believe. Community. You can get addicted to anything. True, you can get addicted to anything, says Sandra Mitchell. I drink a pot of coffee throughout the day. I'm working on it. Oh, you drink coffee? I can't drink coffee all through the day, Sandra Mitchell. I'm good with 1 cup, but it's not really 1 cup of coffee because I put 4 of those scoops in there. But that's it, because it makes me nauseous after that. But I do drink those energy drinks. Now I say, as far as being addicted to things, I am susceptible, like most people are, to getting addicted to anything, honey. I know I cannot drink a regular soda pop, right? Now, we all know I got this belly. So one of the first things I cut out when I was trying to address it was soda pop, particularly when they diagnosed me with diabetes. And so if I go and get a soda, any kind, even a diet soda, I'll be buying those big jugs of soda by the end of the week. That's just the way I am. That make me an addict? I don't know. I don't accept that. I just know I can't drink soda pop. The sugar or whatever they put in the soda pop is addictive. When you drink soda, it's like you're always thirsty. It doesn't quench your thirst, right? So I identified that. Baby, could you calm down, please? Get your butt over here. They don't know about having security. Ain't nobody ever gonna walk up on me, honey. Yeah, if I eat candy or something like that, next thing you know, I'm eating bags of candy. I never ate chips my whole life. Then I bought some potato chips because I couldn't eat anything else because they all got sugar in it. So I bought those low sodium sugar. Low sodium potato chips. Now I got to buy them 4 or 5 bags a week. You want to call that addiction? I don't know. I ain't smoking no cigarettes. That's been 30 years. No cigarettes, no drugs, no alcohol. It's fun when you go to the hospital. They ask you all this stuff, right? You can say, nope, I don't do that. Nope. Excuse me? Nope. What about your sex life? Nope. Baby. Minimize. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm way behind now. Okay. Let me see. Tori, I think that maybe that fabric idea is not a bad idea, particularly if I can hire somebody to do it for me. That's what it's going to be. Whatever I do, it's probably going to take 2 people because you got to get all the wrinkles and bubbles. I don't look forward to this stuff. I'm not the best at DIY. However, yesterday since I'm going to do something to the kitchen, I got those, the new modern ones, the little poles, about 30 of those. And you have to measure them within 1/4 of an inch. So I got them all, and they don't fit. So as soon as I sign off of here, I got to go over here to Whole Foods to return them. And I got I had to order more, the right size. I didn't measure it correctly. We'll do something. But I've always decorated. When I moved in here, I had about the same amount of stuff I just keep switching things out. But if you pay attention to design books and design videos, whatever, you don't really know what's inside the picture. Really, it's just they're just picture. You fill it in the space. The space is more important. How you do your collage, how you do a salon style, and then you just keep switching them out to upgrade them. I'm almost up to all oil paintings in my living room. It used to be I started off with all posters that I would just frame, all prints, and now this side is definitely all oil paintings, and we've got to start over there. Yeah, it never stops. It never ends. I am a sugar fiend. Can't even go to the Walgreens, honey. They got it all lined up in the aisles. You notice how they got all that sugar shit right up where you spend your money, honey. All the candy bars and all that stuff. Yeah, Goonies, are you big or small? That's another blessing of being young. You can eat whatever you want to eat. Rest in peace, David Bowie. I used to love David Bowie. Ziggy Stardust, the cocaine cowboy. So many. Down behind the bridge, he laid her down. He frowned. Gee, my life's a funny thing. Am I still too young? He took her then and there. She took his ring, took his baby. It took him minutes, took her nowhere. Heaven knows she'd have taken anything, but all right. She wants a young American. All the way from a Washington. Her breadwinner goes, go be dozing. Living just these 20 years. I think it's the strangest thing about music, though. Now, I ain't heard that song in years and years and years, and it just comes back to you. Pusher Man by Curtis Mayfield. I'm your mama, I'm your dad. Nope, we can't do the falsettos. We get enough of that. I'm that nigga in the alley. I'm your doctor when you need. Want some coke? Have some weed. You know me? I'm your friend, your main boy, thick and thin. I'm your pusher. Dark is the night and the moon shining bright. This cat from the slum had a mind that wasn't dumb. Can't be like the rest is the most to confess. But his time is running out and there's no happiness. All Superfly. Wow. Fred is dead. Do 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 do. That's what I said. Everybody misused him, ripped him off and abused him. Another junkie friend pushing dope for the man. It's a terrible blow, but that's how it goes. Freddy's on the corner now. If you want to be a junkie, wow. Remember, Freddy's dead. Do 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 do. That was a beautiful album. That's what he said. Say no to everything. Smoking. You say no to everything, Michelle Holly? That's a good woman. That's right, baby. If you never tried, you never got to worry about it. Sandra Mitchell, Tim, how often do you have to dust all those statues? I dust when people are coming over. Yesterday, I had a friend over, brought me this paper stuff. So I do a thorough cleaning then, but not a whole lot. Dusting is no big deal. I hate vacuuming though. So this apartment is wall-to-wall carpet, but I have rugs over all of the carpets. So I don't know when is dirty or anything like that because it's colorful, right? My floors. What really is it only like a little tiny spot in my apartment where there's not a rug. That's because the door has to have room to swing. So I got to make sure that I vacuum primarily, but dusting, no big deal. I always clean up good when I have company, Now that's what I would do if I had any money. If I ever made any money, I would have a house cleaner. Some friends of mine have house cleaners, but they have 2 or 3 of them living in an apartment, roommates. So each one of them tip in is not that much, right? But you would think that a grown ass man could handle the cleaning of a 1-bedroom apartment. But you know, vacuuming, cleaning the bathroom, those things have to happen constantly. So maybe someday I'll break down if I meet somebody who I think could do it. Mhm. It's a terrible blow, but that's how it goes. Freddy's on the corner now. If you want to be a junkie, wow. Yep, Kevin Moore comes back, baby. Think of the songs from your youth. Those are the ones that come back. Now, I don't know any of the words to any stuff they have now. But the guys who are young now, they'll remember those songs for the rest of their life. It'll be locked in their brains. That's how brilliant our God in his design is. These damn brains of ours can hold more than any machine. You're 43, 5'6". Oh, you're small. Okay. Ripped. Okay. Have confidence, baby. 138 pounds, you probably are ripped. Mm-hmm. And 43, that's a good age. You in the prime of your life, Goonies. I got 22 years on you. When I hit the lottery, I'm sending you to London, Tim. When I hit the lottery, I'm sending you to London. Lord have mercy. I can't tell all my business, but I had recently had an opportunity where I could have bought a car or went on a European trip. But I just hate traveling. I'm telling you, I do not like it. I don't like driving. One of the great things about San Francisco, you don't need a car. I've never liked driving. Plane rides, it's like I can be okay for like a 3-hour plane ride, but that's it. Then I'm all uncomfortable. Go to the bathroom, you got to squeeze in the goddamn thing, turn around. I just don't like traveling. What's in London? What's that? 8, 9 hours, 15 hours? I don't know. I should have did when I was younger. We are all just prisoners of our own of our own device. That's from a song. What's the song? We are all just prisoners here of our own device. I heard that somewhere, Goonies. Is that David Bowie? David Bowie, I first became aware of him when he had fame makes a man think the world, makes his looks hard to swallow. Fame, 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 fame. Is it any wonder I reject you first? I never see any dust. No, it's pretty clean. But I don't use, I don't really use my apartment that much. I use my bedroom more than anything, right? That's where I put my TV. Now I thought, well, you could, Tim, instead of having just all paintings, you could have one of these TVs that turn into artwork and it keeps changing and all that. But I said, would I sit in here and watch that? Hell no. When I had roommates, we need a communal space. Then it was okay to have a TV in the living room. If I had children or somebody around here to sit and use it. But as far as me sitting up in here, no, I was always sit in my bedroom. That's how we was raised. We all had our own thing in our own bedrooms. So we never had a television in the living room. I just never thought of it that way. Unless you're a sports fan or something, or you have family, you have other people in the house, then you might want to have a communal room. I have a huge one right over my bed, like I'm in the screen, honey, like I'm in the movies. My TV is wider than my bed. Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely place. Plenty of room at the Hotel California. You can find it here any time of year. Her mind is bended and twisted. She drives a Mercedes Benz. She's got a lot of pretty, pretty boys. She calls friends. Relax, say the night man. We are programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, but you will never leave. Yeah, I forgot that. Now I have a story about the Hotel California, because when I left home at 19 years old, it was 1976. I had a 76. I had a 73 Mustang Mach 1. I had this beautiful car, right? And I decided I'm going to come to California. Now, I was a 19-year-old boy. I'd never been outside of Indianapolis. So I took all my cassette tapes, and I drove first the wrong direction. I went to Chicago. I should have went through St. Louis, heading towards California. Anyway, I checked into a Holiday Inn there, and someone broke the window and took all of my cassette tapes. Back then, cassette tapes were big, right? And I had quite a collection. You know, a young person, get a lot of, and I was on this trip around all the way across the country. Well, the only tape that they didn't get was the tape that was inside of the cassette player, right? And what song was in there? Welcome to the I had been playing it because I was hyping myself up to go to California. So I had to play it over and over and over, because a lot of those places, the radio didn't even work when you're traveling like that, right? So I had to listen to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. They're living it up at the Hotel California. I have generalized this what is it? Dystonia. So I basically work out 20 times 20 times a day. I don't know what that word is. Hey, I got it. Be quiet. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to say goodbye? Come and say goodbye to people. Hey, hello, goodbye. There's my Squeenie. Say goodbye. Look up there in the corner. You see? Look at baby. Look at the camera sometime. I'm never going to do it, Daddy. I'm never, ever going to look in the camera. You might as well put me down. Okay. Bye-bye, people. Daddy got to go and return the handles now. Thank you. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming in. Nikki B is missing all the singing today. We need to dedicate this to Nikki B, honey. Maybe we go over her house. Go over Nikki's house. Serenade, honey. Would y'all stop that singing in there? Is it Hotel California? You should be ashamed of yourself, Uncle Ted. It is Hotel California. That's what I said. There's plenty of room at the Hotel California. Her mind is bended and twisted. And I listened to that music over and over. Well, that whole album. That's the only thing that was in there. Anyway, you guys, thanks for coming in. Y'all have a wonderful one. We're at Wednesday. We're at Wednesday. So have a great week. Rest of your week, hump day, or whatever you call it. I have to go and do my return. Fortunately, the Whole Foods is right across the street. So I love the way Amazon, you can take things back so easily. Right? So that's what we're going to do. Later, people.